Dear learners, welcome to this video lecture. The topic for this video lecture is Microbes in Terrestrial Environment, Semester 2, Course 2, Module 1. This is the second topic actually in the syllabus of first module. Now in the earlier lecture, it was based upon the introductory video to air microbiology, and we had discussed in detail the different samplers which were used to count microbes in air. This is a new topic. It's totally different. It's about microbes in terrestrial environment. When I speak of terrestrial, it means on land, on earth, solid surface. So you need to know the significance of this topic, how this topic is going to help you, and what is the relevance of this topic, especially in terms of microbiology. Let us see the learning outcomes. At the end of the lecture, the learners will be able to describe the diversity of microbes in soil, discuss the soil as an environment for microorganisms. When I speak of diversity of organisms in soil, the most important question is, yes, if I just say it's only bacteria, it will not be a correct statement. We cannot say with guarantee that in a particular 1 gram of soil, and if I make a suspension and try to isolate on a sterile nutrient agar plate, after incubation, I cannot say it will be only a bacteria unless and until I have done the proper earlier studies just by taking a random sample of soil from garden. I cannot say with guarantee it's going to be only bacteria. Soil is a highly heterogeneous system, a microbial population system where there are variety of organisms in soil. I have just listed few important categories: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, actinomycetes, nematodes, earthworms. Now bacteria, fungi, definitely more in amount. Various yeast and molds, they are observed in the soil. Protozoan organisms, actinomycetes, you might have studied in the syllabus. It's a group of organisms which resembles the properties of both bacteria and fungi. One very important member is streptomyces, and we will be discussing the role of these organisms in the soil as a very important producer of antibiotics. There are nematodes and there are earthworms. Even in the junior classes and school level, we all have learned that earthworm is a very important friend of farmer. It is naturally increasing the porosity of soil. It enhances the fertility of soil. So during the lecture, we'll be discussing each one, the role which is played by these organisms in the soil. But before that, you need to know about how soil is a very important environment for microorganisms. So please note, this topic is bifurcated into two sections. This topic, first part, deals with soil. Soil as a physical environment. What is the nature of soil? How soil is generated? The particle size, granular size, various like natural fluxes of carbon dioxide, oxygen in the soil. Then the various mechanisms, the different channels which operate in the soil for nutrient uptake. Because if we speak of microbes in soil, definitely there has to be some source of nutrients, and how the nutrient is properly distributed in the soil framework. It's a network, and how the waste is eliminated. So the first part deals with soil, so how soil is a physical environment. So the class lecture in which I will be discussing is based on how the soil functions as itself a different ecosystem. You have channels for nutrient distribution, nutrient uptake for minerals. Various organisms are having some natural strategies to basically escape the predatory different protozoans. So protozoans, they can feed, they can kill the bacteria. So bacteria which are present on the surface, they are more susceptible. So they try to hide in the pores between the soil granules where they are safe. They will not be killed directly by the predatory protozoa, which is termed as microbivory. I had discussed this term in the lecture also. So some of you must be able to recall how this thing basically operates. So this was a brief introduction to the topic. And the second part is how different microorganisms are present in the soil and the functions which they play. For example, they are very important and significant in the degradation of various compounds in the soil. Like Pseudomonas can degrade variety of metabolites, pesticides, and various herbicides, and various bacillus species and like different fungal species have been observed to be very important, bacteria and fungi, in the degradation of compounds. Even the microbes play a very important role in the various biogeochemical processes which operates in the nature. So the reference for this topic is Microbiology by Prescott, 5th edition. So thank you all for listening to this topic, and the details which will be shared, they are going to be discussed in detail in the theory lecture. Thank you.